Hey, everybody. Welcome to Day 2. Breakfast with Bob from CLASH Daytona. My name is Bob Babbitt. Brought to you by the NASCAR Foundation, Daytona International Speedway, USA Triathlon, Aquasphere, and Varlo, our next guest. Only one of our favorite people of all time, Mr. Andrew Starykowicz joins us. Starky, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing well. It's, I can't believe we're already in December.
It's unbelievable. And you've been here, 2018, second, 19, fourth, 2021, eighth. You've probably put more
2,
laps.
4, 8. It's trending the wrong way.
Well, this year turns it around, man. Come on now.
I hope so. I need that 1 because then I could go 1, 2, 4, 8, and then just do the whole
you
doubling thing, and then
nice.
Then probably not race again this one because then it would be 16, and I don't want to. I don't want to dabble there. But no, it's. I mean, just seeing how this race has evolved has been absolutely phenomenal.
Because you were here at the beginning when when you guys sort of created,
yes,
let's ride on the track.
Yes.
Right? Because originally that wasn't the plan to do the whole race on the track.
Not at all. So.
Yeah. Oh, come on up. You want to be part of the show?
Traveling partner.
I like that.
Race here.
I like that.
Yeah, we road tripped from Chicago.
The two of you guys drove down. How long a drive is that?
Was it a short drive or a long drive?
Long drive.
A long drive.
Yes,
nice.
yes, it was a long drive. We broke it up over 2 days.
Yes.
And, yeah.
So a little daddy-daughter time.
We have a lot of daddy-daughter time, So normally during the week I have her a couple days, and so this was no different than that, just in a car.
So the family aspect of this, how important is that in terms of getting the kids involved with what you're doing?
I mean, it's everything.
You get to hold this towards Daddy's
Can
mouth.
I hold it?
Yeah.
It's everything because it's we're showing them and inspiring the next generation. And I've said that for years, and now you lead by example. And Cassie's gonna do the kids race on tomorrow, so that'll be her first triathlon. Jill's doing the sprint race.
Nice.
So it's definitely the whole family event this year. Are you gonna race tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
No.
Nice. And you stay right here, right?
Right.
You stay in the motorhome,
Yeah.
the playground there for the kids, and
Yes.
the rest of the family flies in today.
The rest of the family flies in today. So we'll be a great weekend. So we're really excited for it.
When you mentioned how this event has evolved, it started with not thinking they're going to be racing on the track to now there's Daytona, there's Miami, there's Watkins Glen, which you won,
Yes.
Atlanta. And next year they're talking about 2 or 3 more. What is it about these events that separates them from others?
They're so centralized to one location. I mean, so many of these events, you just go out, you disappear, and the family sees you in transition at the finish line. And
right.
Now you see the whole race,
right?
And and in a way that you've never seen it before. And I mean, Watkins Glen was just really, just in a completely different environment than Daytona, where Daytona is so flat and so fast, and Watkins Glen, it's still on a track, but there's so much elevation change. Well, not just that Miami we raced the road course.
That's right, but
it's still flat.
Right.
But I mean, that one is just incredible amount of elevation change. And, in the future, if we had we could have more races like that. If we go to Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, or we go to
Laguna Seca.
Laguna Seca's got a lot of elevation.
Yep.
It's the old wildflower country.
Exactly.
We got some of that. But, seeing over the years that the first year there wasn't a single person that was here in a motorhome or camping.
Right.
And now
the lots are full.
They've sold out the main area, and then there's other areas that are slowly filling up. It's becoming the wildflower of triathlon.
It really is.
And
yeah.
I think at a venue like this, it's got nothing but potential to grow even bigger and bigger.
It's one of the things I talked to when we first interviewed Bill here years ago. I was like, dude, this is an endurance playground because you don't have to have your race at 7 in the morning. You can do it in the middle of the day. So now they sold out the sprint at 7:15. Then they added a second one at 9:15.
Yeah.
And down the line, this could be a whole weekend of different activities going on.
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's like I said, there's nothing but potential for continued growth. And, I mean, you're not going to fill up this place.
No, ever. Watkins Glen, you win over there.
Yes.
And that's, like you said, it's a different type of course. It's a big climb out of the water, right? Don't you climb for miles and miles?
Climb, I think, 1,200 feet in the first 15 miles.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it was a course that it suited my hard-nosed racing style.
Right.
But
not the climbing.
But being a bigger athlete, it definitely was more was a challenge. I didn't expect to beat a guy like Jason West there. But,
right.
I put it together there, and I mean, I was super fit in July, and then got COVID right before the Canadian Open, and I mean, I've never had an asthma attack, but I got out on the run there, and I literally could not breathe. Like it was horrific. And then I went home and, of course, tested positive for COVID. And ever since then, it's been like this catch-up game. And then I rolled and broke my ankle coming out of transition at Almere.
Did you really?
Yeah, I ran a marathon on a broken ankle.
Oh, my God.
I didn't know it was broken until, that was.
2:56 marathon, by the way.
Yeah, it was a good day. I mean, I was fit, again, I was so fit in July. I got COVID and at the end of July. And then, I kind of put things back together slowly and, was somewhat fit for Almere. The bike wasn't there, but I had a tactical error in the swim, but I knew my swim and run fitness were there.
Right.
And then I, broke my ankle. And then ever since then, I mean, a broken ankle is hard to come back from.
Oh, my God. Yeah, no. And it's interesting because recently, when we've watched you race, your running has gotten better. Do you feel that way? I mean, obviously, with broken ankles, a problem. But before that, it seemed like your running had gotten better and better.
I mean, my running has gotten better. I mean, you got to evolve as an athlete. You got to continue to improve. And, early in my career, I used a lot of, brute force to win races. And as I've gotten older, I've realized that I'm losing heartbeats. Just due to the aging process.
40 years old.
Yeah, and all these other things. So the only way to truly, continue to be competitive is to become more efficient.
Right.
And coaches preach it when you're young, work on your technique. And, work hard, play hard. I come from that work hard mentality, and I have that work hard mentality, and I just would work harder and make up for where I lacked in technique. And as I've gotten older, I've worked harder and harder on technique, and
across the board, swim, bike, and run.
Yeah, and I mean, I've staved off what they call getting slower with aging, just by improving technique, and I mean, largely that's on the run. So, I mean, if I want to send a message to a young athlete and tell them, work on technique, sacrifice a year or two when you're young, just working on establishing great technique, and then it'll pay dividends as you get older. Because I mean, I did it the other way around. I worked hard. And now, as I've gotten older, I've just worked on improving the technique.
It was funny because I remember being with Meb Keflezighi and watching him. He would do an hour of drills before he started a workout. I mean, every single day. It was all about technique. It was all about form. And that obviously helped him run successfully into his late 30s.
Right. Oh, it's totally true. And just for me, I learned it. And I'm glad I learned it. I'm glad I've slowly learned it as I've gotten older.
Right.
Because it's allowed me to stay here and continue to be extremely competitive, even with these guys that are, nearly half my age now.
Isn't that pretty fun? And you got guys here who are coming off of Abu Dhabi, winning world championship last Saturday.
Yeah.
Who are early 20s.
Yes.
And you're going head to head with these guys. That's got to be fun.
Yeah. I mean, so I always said I don't want to be that old guy that slowly fades back off the podium, then fighting for 5th, fighting for 6th, fighting for 7th. But, now, as I've gotten older and I've kind of embraced this, you don't see many fans in the stands that are in their 40s that said, you know what, hey, I can go out there and be competitive with those young kids, whether it be NCAA or NFL. Yeah. And, there's a few of us athletes across the board, if you look at all sports, that have stood the test of time. And it's been, to kind of go to these races and, have a lot of these guys that, oh, hey, I look up to you, and
That's pretty cool.
I'm like, yeah, you're gonna clean my clock this weekend, but I'm gonna do my best not to make that happen.
Yeah. So when I look at before COVID in 2019, that was a phenomenal year with the number of podiums and wins, and it was just a great year with winning Steelhead, 70.3 Texas, third at Ironman Florida, fourth at Challenge Daytona.
Yeah, I mean, 2018 and 2019 were both absolutely phenomenal years. I think I had 8 podiums each year those 2 years.
That's pretty cool.
And I mean, if you look back, 2015 was a similar year, and then 2016, of course, I had my little
running with a truck.
Yeah, I got run over by a vehicle. So, it's as much as I look at what could have been in my career, I definitely cherish the podiums that I've had and the years, some of the great years that I've had. And honestly, I look at this year and I finished. I've had 3 podiums this year. Yep. I finished on every step. I finished a first, second, and third. So, it's just I look at what could have been at a few of these races had I been healthy. I'm not at all intimidated by the young guys or how fast they're going because, like you said, I'm still getting faster in certain aspects of the race and holding on in the others. And, I still think that, having another year like I had in 18 and 19 aren't out of the question.
It's not out of the question at all. So. And now, for age, have you had to change the way you train in terms of, okay, I can't do speed. I have to spread out the days in terms of speed because that beats you up so much?
I'm still learning this.
Yeah.
It's the aging process is not kind to anybody.
No.
More gray hairs keep showing up, and you do what you can.
Right.
And it's just you look at the numbers that you used to be able to do, whether it be the number of hard days or the number of consecutive days or the just the raw power.
Right, the wattage and type of things. Yeah,
the nice thing here is we're not sprinting.
Right.
Because my sprint numbers are nowhere close to where they used to be, especially on the bike and swim.
Right.
But, we're endurance athletes, and, it's a slow, hard burn, and, I got a hardened candle that burns for a while. So, it's the aging process is something that I am slowly figuring out, and there's not a lot of us over 40. So I talked to Brent about it because he's pretty much the other guy that's aging well. If you look at Frodeno, he's been consistently injured,
right?
And so I think he's in the same battle that we all are, trying to stay healthy.
Tim O'Donnell, there's some 40-year-olds who are still certainly have the capability of doing of being at the top of the game.
There's no and then I talked to some of the guys who retired and was like, if we put together a masters thing, and I'm like, I guess I could go with the masters thing, but I still like competing with these guys better.
Does it change your expectations when you come into a race?
No.
You're like, listen, I'm going to the front. That's where I'm going to be.
I hope I find the front here.
Yeah.
This is a very strong field here, and granted a flat course where you don't get out of arrow is going to suit me very well.
Right.
But we'll see what happens, and like I said, this one's going to be a challenge because I'll be honest, I've struggled getting back to health since breaking my ankle 9 weeks ago.
Does the ankle affect you on the bike as well?
When you think of ankle, you don't realize it's like you can't swim, you can't bike, you can't run.
What? You can't swim?
You can't swim. Because the flexion on your ankle, you can't. I couldn't do anything.
Wow.
I did a lot.
For how long?
I was 6 weeks in a boot, and then as soon as I got out of the boot, I had hip problems because my hips were rotated so much because I was in a boot for so long. And then.
So really, your expectations coming in here are just, hey, let's get.
I'm going to go out here and have fun to finish the year. And unfortunately, I mean, I would love to go out and win this race this weekend, or give it. I mean, I'm going to give it 100%.
Right.
But I mean, the fitness is so far from being there, unfortunately, for this one.
Yeah. But what's cool is you're sort of one of the godfathers of this event, because you were here when it started.
Yeah.
Seeing where it's come, seeing the fact that you've got, the 2 sprint races are probably going to be selling out, and the jingle jog will be over probably 1,500 people. Just seeing where this started and where it is now has to be pretty cool for you.
Oh, it is incredible. I mean, it's just, we made history.
Right.
The group that was here the first year, and that has helped vault it to where it is now. And
pretty fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to, I get to do the race on Friday, and then I get to watch my wife race, and the kids get to watch her go around and round on the sprint course, which is on the speedway.
Yep.
So the kids get to watch me, then the kids get to watch mommy, and then they get to watch their sister. So
fun.
all of it's going to be here. All of it's one centralized location. We're not having to, it's not like trying to figure out, okay, where on the course can I see them go by? It's every single lap you get to see them go by over and over and over. So it's awesome.
Love it. Andrew, always a pleasure to catch up with you, man.
Yeah.
Your daughter is spectacular. What a fun little kid.
She's 20 hours so normally I mean, I've done this drive before. It's about 18 hours, but with those storms there across the Midwest or in the South these last 2 days, it took us an extra 2 hours just due to the heavy rains.
Yeah.
And I mean, she was a trooper the whole way. It was actually at points pretty entertaining. She looks out the window, oh, so cool. And we were sitting in traffic going over a train yard in, I think, Georgia, and she's just watching the trains as we're sitting here in the pouring rain because somebody was, I don't know, trying to do donuts in the highway. But it was a good drive, and just making memories.
Love it. Andrew, always a pleasure.
Hey, thanks a lot, Bob.
Andrew Starykowicz has been our guest again. We are at CLASH Daytona. Hold on. We will be right back.